draws a smiley face in turn.
Mika looks up and raises an eyebrow. Unless we tear this first page out, that's going to be the very first thing Elizabeth sees when she opens up her copy.
I mean, it's not...
Is there a way to erase it without ripping out the page?
To look at when you open a book.
Hello!
There are worse things you could see on opening a book than a smiley face.
And that's why I trust you two and not Thanatos.
Yeah, Thanatos would have written something far more vulgar.
Yeah.
Thanks for this, Lazard. Assuming we catch up to Elizabeth and she accepts it, be some peace of mind.
Well, I hope it helps. Good luck.
You too. With future pursuits.
All right. So you now have 2 magically linked books. What are you doing?
Let's quickly hurry. Unless anyone has suggestions, quickly hurry.
Well, I have a suggestion. Rocket's the fastest here. If someone goes on Rocket and catches up to her instead of all of us going.
We could do, but before we get to that, once we get out of the castle and into the grounds, there's a thing I want to do with the time book.
My lips are sealed.
Ah, yes, of course.
All right.
So do we exit?
Yep. You exit Lazard's room, and you work your way through the castle for a while before you're back out into the city proper.
As this is going on, with a small smirk on her face, Nee kind of trails behind the others, reaches into the bag, and kind of pulls out the time book and starts casually skimming it. I think.
Okay.
Well, within where Mika can catch out of the corner of her eye.
Well,
I'm going to add +4 to that because you're not being stealthy at all. You're being blatant.
Yes, I'm not meant to be seen.
Right. A few seconds pass before Mika looks over and you hear the sort of... Nee? What is that?
Oh, it's only my new book on time magic. I mean, you could borrow it for a while, if you say ask nicely.
She starts puffing up her cheeks at you.
Ask nicely.
You're not taught me.
I suppose you don't want the book on time magic.
I want it. Give me.
Please?
You're gonna make me beg, aren't you?
I'm just wishing for a nice compliment from my lovely girlfriend.
Please give me the time book.
With stealing a quick kiss on her forehead, she gives her the book.
And she clutches it real close to her chest and just pouts at you indignantly before saying, "I'll make you beg next time. I'll give you the thing."
Oh my.
You're welcome. Went to the library, saw time magic, thought of you.
Listen, after a few minutes of sort of looking off at this big duck-faced pouch, she eventually sort of slightly leans into you as you're leaving the castle, like, thanks.
Hey, I know it'll make you happy. That's what I wanted.
Am I the only one thinking that when these two actually get married, they're going to propose to each other with a book?
Mika sort of looks at you for a minute, looks at me, looks at you, looks at the book. Oh, look, literally anything else. Let's read about it. And then she opens the time book and starts reading it with her face turning crimson.
Nailed it.
Give it the back of the head.
Wait, what?
He's smacking you.
Oh, come on. It was perfect.
You
And you know it's
going
gonna be true. You know it's going to be true.
But in all seriousness, are you happy with the book?
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted. I'm glad.
All right. So then, with that little interaction, that did not go the way I was expecting. Okay.
I am very proud of myself right now.
You're expecting me to kind of be slightly more romantic about it.
Yeah, because that seems to be the normal. But no, instead you became fucking dumb for a minute there.
Yeah, it's the norm, but kind of the reason, like, that was my original intention, but the reason you went the slightly more amusing option is because everything's been so dour recently, so she wanted to kind of make everyone smile.
Nice.
And I think, what?
You know what? You know what? I will let you have a point of destiny for that.
Yes, I take it.
What about Thanatos' brilliant deduction?
You were piggybacking off of what Nee started. You don't get a point.
Aw.
0 to you.
I'm still proud of myself.
It was funny, yes, but it was piggybacking off of what Nee did. So
Yes.
I'm surprised I didn't get a punch for that. I mean,
I'm
like, from
surprised.
me.
I'm surprised you
yeah.
haven't suffered any signs of brain damage from the number of times you've been hit in the head.
he has. Why do you think I'm here? I kid, of course. We all know that's not how that works. Anyway, so with that done and over with, what are you all doing now?
Well, I guess it's time for us to fuck off and try to catch up with her.
All right.
Well, I think there is one particular individual here who is fastest at that. Looks at Rocket.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if Rocket can go very fast carrying one of us.
I've done it before.
Yeah, it's how we escaped.
I've pretty much fled with all of you on my back before.
Not for very long. And you kind of passed out every time we've done that.
If it would go
Well,
faster,
in my defense, I was beaten half to death with carrying you guys beaten half to death.
True. Oh, here's a better idea. One of us flies on Rocket, and she can fly.
that would be even faster. Alicier, this is. I think this is something you should do.
Maybe Alicier probably isn't the person that she wants to
I was gonna
freaking say for
say.
now.
I'm not sure she wants to see any of us, but
I
unless
vote.
you want one of us to go, Alicier, this is feels like something you should do.
I vote Mika
Why me?
because you are the nicest of us and can understand how the book works a little better than most of us.
You write in it, it appears somewhere else. What's to understand?
I don't know. I just figured out of all of us, you probably hate Mika the least.
I was trying to say, I was thinking of maybe Miko and me.
Alicier, ultimately this is your choice. Do you want to go or do you want someone else to go?
I mean, I know she hates my guts, to know, but I think I should. I take the responsibility.
Hey, your funeral.
If Rocket's up for it,
Ever since I met you guys, I've been getting closer to a funeral. Or some form of grave.
well,
I know. I literally dug you out of it that one time.
So this would be no different to me. Like this.
you and Rocket fly to catch up with Elizabeth. The flight should hopefully allow you to make up the distance in the last few hours. Once you've delivered it, whatever the outcome may be, we'll be following behind you. You double back, meet us, and then we'll decide our next move from there.
See you soon. You sure you're up for this, Rocket? Up for a flight?
Yep.
All right.
Okay then.
Okay. Alicier, you hop up on Rocket's back. She briefly bends her legs under the weight before adjusting and rising up taller. A few minutes pass before Alicier, you hold on tight as Rocket spreads her wings, gives him a few mighty flaps, and takes off.
Although before that, I was going to say, unless Thanatos wants to go for a ride again.
Nope, I ain't flying. You go have fun and try.
Thanatos is the last person we'd send because he'd probably throw on Rocket.
Besides, if you get puke in her feathers, I have to clean her.
All right. Well, Rocket takes you high up into the air. Very quickly, you look down and sort of briefly are taken up by a sense of vertigo and dizziness as the great city of Garlat, the largest city in the Galrion domain, and your childhood home suddenly sort of shrinks down beneath you, and you can actually make out the layout of the city streets from all the way up here, recognizing how it looks on maps and realizing there are actually a few inaccuracies on some of the maps you've seen. Maybe due to them being out of date or the cartographer taking a few liberties. You don't know, but even the Dragoon Spire is notably lesser compared to how grand it seems, and everything suddenly seems so small and far away as you rise higher up into the air. Rocket eventually stabilizes the altitude once you're high up to make out individuals, but still have a very wide view of the environment before flying forward, heading south in the general direction of Wenling Crossroads. And I need both of you.
Looking back
and
at the city.
Oh, go ahead.
Looking back at the city. Perhaps I should update the maps and this area after all this is over.
When
But
did
anyway,
you-
keep an eye out, Rocket.
Okay.
I just. You're not
Apparently.
here, Thanatos.
All right.
Apparently, Alicier wants to be a cartographer.
All right, so, well, he also wants to be a writer, so who knows? All right, so, Alicier, Rocket, I would like both of you to roll awareness checks, please, to look for Elizabeth. 7.
And he's got dog shit again.
7.
Fortunately, Rocket has good awareness.
Because the bird is the word.
Yes.
18,
indeed.
fuck.
I asked her to keep an eye out for her.
Okay.
She had better eyes in the sky
All
than
right.
I.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you, Sid.
All right, so, I mean, that was just innately because she's a black chocobo, and the cybernetic eye helps with that, but...
We've only had Sid upgrade the cybernetic eye, so it's a mix between Rocket's innate skill and Sid's sittiness.
It's cittiness.
So, what do she see? I know I see nothing.
Yeah, as you're way up here in the air, Alice, are looking around, you're eventually yeah, I can't see shit, it's too far away, I'm not this used to trying to look for tiny things from so high up. Rocket, however, instinct sort of kicks in and you start zooming in and out with your mechanical eye where necessary, zooming in, pulling back, panning around. And as you're flying over the course of the next couple of hours trying to make up the distance, you're not seeing anyone. I'm thinking of, you're not seeing anyone. You do see the occasional traveler on the road. Looks to be some villager from Wenling Crossroad coming to replenish supplies or something in the city, but you're not seeing any sign of any paladins. You're not seeing any sign of Elizabeth.
Even with 18.
Even with 18.
Well, but she needed a crit.
I don't think she's... Oh, dear. So what now?
You don't see any. You don't see her. Rocket.
Nope.
Now what?
What are you guys doing?
Sorry for that. Damn it! Give me a sec. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm gonna gorge
What
myself
the
on
fuck?
chicken circles when we're done here.
What have you done to Elizabeth, you shit?
She's already been caught, hasn't she?
Already the moment she left the city or something.
I mean, she left. I know she had a pretty good head start, but we have flying
Sorry for that. My
Alright.
mother wanted a favor.
All right.
Okay, I'm back.
So, Rocket, Alicier, what are you two doing? You're not seeing any sign of Elizabeth.
Could you check again, Rocket, to make sure?
Maybe just more generalized search for anything, including anything that could be described as a disturbance.
I mean, Could that eye just like scan the entire area to pick up on anything?
It's not quite how the scan ability works, I'm afraid.
Where is that desperation at this point?
All right.
Just keep looking.
How are you responding, Rocket?
I mean, I could look, but I'd probably see about the same things as I've been seeing.
Okay. Let's
So
just
maybe-
move around the place. Maybe she might have changed direction or something. There's gotta be somebody around here.
She was heading towards the
Or
edge of
maybe
Mexico,
she covered
right?
herself up so she looks like a regular traveler. You ever think of that?
Possibly. I mean, she was heading towards the Badlands.
Mm-hmm. I'm on for awareness again. Oh, screw you, dice.
Let's
Okay.
try that.
10.
After a bit of sort of soaring around in the air, you're eventually able to focus and start picking out details in the terrain and actually able to see individual travelers on the road, but you're not seeing anything. Nope.
What about you, Rocket?
Pretty much the same.
I'm not sure what you want us to do here.
It's up to you.
What else can we do?
Like, there's like in their searches, there's aside from people, there's no sign of like disturbances or anything else of interest.
Hang
As
on.
far as disturbances go, go ahead and roll me another awareness check to look for that, you two.
Oh, you hit the nail on the head, Tom.
Not necessarily. Rolling to look for something does not necessarily mean it's there to find.
Martin.
16 and 15.
Finally, you get a good roll, Alicier.
Okay,
That
all right.
fucking time!
All right.
Which was a crit.
All right, looking around down at the road, you sort of squint. You're looking for any signs of a disturbance, anything at all, maybe a fight scene or something. Eventually, your eyes, Rocket's eyes, notably in this context, though Alicier, you see it too after a moment, your eyes land on what looks to be just... You get down lower to the ground to see better, and as you're flying, you spot up ahead a little circle of dirt that looks to have been pushed out a little bit, leaving a very small impression into the road. Maybe only a couple inches deep, but it's like 5 feet across.
Like a small little crater sort of deal.
Sort of, but it doesn't look like it was made from an impact.
She's been got.
Yep.
Fuck.
Suppose the rest of us should catch up.
Yeah, at around this time, Rocket, Alicier, you've been sort of flying up and down the road for the last 3.5, maybe 4 hours. Rocket, your wings are starting to get tired. You have another hour of flight today before you have to land.
And do we show up where they are?
Well, it depends. Do you guys want to stop at the impression in the dirt or keep looking?
It's just like,
Yeah, we're
I'm
gonna
just
stop at the
imagining
impression.
outside
Oh, we
just...
To keep looking, we have to stop the impression of the dirt and investigate from there.
Mm.
But like, should probably wait for the rest of us to catch up since we weren't coming anyway. So.
Mm. I just imagine outside just looking around and also back at the disturbed dirt.
All right.
So, do the rest of us arrive at the disturbed dirt?
Yep. After a little while, it's getting on towards noon, maybe a little afternoon, and the rest of the group finally comes along to the site. And the rest of you see Rocket and Alicier in the middle of the road looking at a spot where the dirt looks to have been disturbed and pushed out a bit by something.
Alicier, Rocket, what's happening?
Dirt.
Dirt.
Well, we can see that. What's so special about said dirt?
We couldn't find her. This is all that we found.
You did. A flying bird didn't see Oh dear.
So it's directly in the middle of the road, is it? And it's like something like what does it look like it was made by?
Wind, maybe?
Mika,
Yeah.
could you detect any magic around this little impression?
Mika closes her eyes, channels magic from it. When she opens them again, there's this ping as she's going to cast Detect Magic. And she is going to... Let's see here. We'll say she's going to cast it at her current level, so at level 6. It costs her 9 MP. A few seconds pass as she's analyzing and looking at the disturbance before saying, it does look like there was a bit of magic here.
Nita, what
Any-
kind?
If I'm reading this right, I'm thinking time magic?
Time magic.
Huh.
I couldn't tell you what spell, but there is a use of time magic right here.
Mika.
Hmm?
Can time wizards teleport?
Yes, that is a spell under time magic. Teleportation or portals, rather.
And does this portal create a bit of, say, a gust or wind?
It might,
Okay.
if what's on the other side had wind coming through.
Enough to displace dirt?
Maybe?
Oh, shit.
So, hypothetically speaking, if, say, an evil wizard wanted to snatch a certain somebody on the road with a teleportation spell, would it be something like this?
Oh dear.
Is that a yes?
It's definitely not a no.
I knew we shouldn't have let it go.
Shit!
Jason,
All
the
right.
obvious Thanatos, because we clearly know who fucking took her and who done it.
Won't fight the chain angel, a DM says. Why would you so certain you have to fight her, he says. Well,
No.
right, so let's work on the assumption for the moment that Murasan or some other agents under him with time magic has intercepted Elizabeth when she was right here and taken her somewhere. Where do we think... I think the answer's kind of obvious, but if he wanted to do something with Miss Chain Angel inside her, where would he take her to initiate that? Aside from maybe the cave.
My guess is either Garlatch or Winland Crossroads.
I would say we should head back to Windland Crossroads and see what's going on.
See if
Potentially
anybody,
there, but
see if anybody's seen anything weird.
yeah, I mean, if anything, like, if Murasan was to take her anywhere to try and re-trigger the angel, surely it would be the place of her pain,
Fair enough.
Right.
which is near Windland Crossroads anyway.
Well, we can chalk this on our list of fuck-ups.
Okay, yeah. Let's check it.
First thing we got to do.
It's the only thing we can do at this point.
Let's not waste any time. Let's move.
All right. And you start heading south along the road. What pace are you guys going at? And are you going to travel through the night, or are you going to stop to camp?
I think we're pretty much not wasting time right now.
Let's go straight
Fast
through.
walking at this point.
Fast
Every-
walking, we're not stopping to camp.
Every minute we haven't found her is another minute Murasan's doing God knows what.
All right. You start working your way south. It doesn't, and hours pass, and eventually the sun dips below the horizon, and it turns dark out. But you're able to find your way relatively easily with a basic application of white magic. Mika is able to make the top of Alicier's staff light up. And eventually...
I have my wisp, too.
That would also work. And eventually you come over a hill and you see Wenland Crossroad up ahead.
And
It,
how's the town look?
It looks about the same as the last time you saw it, just at night.
We still see people around like the investigators from before.
Yep. Not as many, but that's probably explainable.
Well,
Let's
at least
talk to
players
Kyra.
on fire yet.
See if Kyra's about. Talk to her. If anyone will notice something around here, it'll be her.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Alright.
Finding that, we'll search out the den of those beasts that took her.
Alrighty. Alright, well, you make your way in to the town. One of the sentinels who's kind of keeping watch looks up as you're all approaching. What are you doing here? Doesn't seem he recognizes you.
We were here previously, looking into this as well. We're here to see Kyra.
Ah, the Dragoon. He turns and points. She's a little off from the center of town. Not too far away from the old well.
At least we can tell her what exactly happened here. Should put the investigation to a rest. Maybe she can help. I could use a Dragoon.
Maybe. I don't know what you're doing.
Don't worry about it, pal. We got this.
Right, you are
It doesn't
officially,
concern you.
and you're
It's our
officially in the
problem.
town borders.
Let's quickly go grab Kyra. I see her sprite down there.
Yep. So you make your way down sort of the main central road, and a little ways past the well, you do in fact see Kyra sort of leaning up against one of the buildings, kind of looking over a sheet of parchment in her hand, with a sort of a tired but concentrating look on her face.
Kyra!
She looks up.
Huh? Oh, wasn't expecting to see all of you again quite so soon.
Well,
Puts away the sheet of parchment.
What's up?
well, for one thing, we know what happened here.
Oh shit, really?
Paladin by the name of Elizabeth. You know Murasan, right?
You're gonna have to refresh my memory on that one. I think I've heard you mention the name, maybe, but
He works with Devia Corp. He's also responsible for the big hole where it used to be.
Oh shit, okay.
Servant of Diabolos, Amber shithead. This paladin, Elizabeth, she was imprisoned by, what the beast tribe called?
Velkers.
She was imprisoned by the Velkers for years. He appeared to her when she was still trapped down there and used his magic to turn her into this creature, like a chain angel thing. She's the one who, under his influence, attacked the town. We've been with her recently, trying to figure all this out, but we think Murasan's taken her again.
Huh. That's concerning. What does this
Yeah.
Murasan individual look like? Maybe I've seen him.
He wears like a
Tall,
blue robe.
dark, blue robe.
Mithra.
Oh shit.
You
That's
saw him,
good.
didn't you?
Yeah, a few hours before you all showed up, yeah. He was walking south.
South.
Did he have anybody with him?
No, it was just him.
What's the master doing here?
Well,
No clue.
that's-
He didn't cause any trouble on his way through, though. Just kept going.
he's up to something. So he was heading south. That's a good bet than Elizabeth is somewhere south. And if he manages to get a control of her again,
Was anything to her? He
Yeah.
will regret it.
Kyra.
Huh?
You need to get all the paladins to evacuate this town.
Right.
If he's going to change her into that thing again, then the first thing he's going to do is sick her back on this town.
Right.
or us.
All right. And what about you? What are you doing?
As
Thinking
much
about
as
what
I,
they're gonna do.
yeah, as much as I have little desire to engage Murasan at this point, we have to at least try and rescue her before this happens. If we can, we're going to need to head south. Follow him.
All right.
And I'm going to introduce his butthole to my scythe.
No, we're not going to fight him, Thanatos, not if we can help it. You know what happened last time.
All right. You all go get a head start on that. I'll spread the word, and then I'm catching up with you.
Your help will be appreciated.
Well, I can't exactly sit by and do nothing. This country is my home.
Safe and guardless if you want to put the people somewhere. And make sure that everyone's high alert.
Garlat's the closest place. Everyone can get there within the day.
Make sure they go and talk to someone, a mage in the castle by the name of Lazard. He knows what's going on. He'll know the urgency.
The
Right.
castle must be on complete lockdown. No mysterious figures allowed inside.
That's the usual rule, but all right. Okay, get a move on.
And then she coils like a spring and shoots into the air.
Still wish I could do that.
And she probably would teach you if you asked.
Well, she's catching up with us.
Be envious later. We got shit to do.
She's right. Come on.
Well, keep up you lot then.
You all quickly move
South
back.
it is.
Yep, you all quickly move back to the central road and start working your way south. As you're going, occasionally you can glance back and just catch a sight of Kyra's silhouette darting around between the buildings and her voice shouting at paladins before you see her jumping up into the air and disappearing somewhere else into the town again. She's just bouncing all over the place.
You think she ever gets tired doing that?
Thanatos, focus.
I can move and appreciate the scenery, can I?
Yes, we know how you feel about her. We'll get onto that later.
Wait, what?
Don't act dumb. You obviously lovey-dovey for her, but now's not the time nor the place. Say focus if you want to have a head on your shoulders, because this Murasan will not hold back if we do bump into him. Remember.
You're the one bringing that. What up? And I never said anything about that.
Actually, you did last night.
Yes, when you were completely intoxicated.
Okay,
Which I
last
admit
night was
is a terrible idea. Just like
last night was
allowing
was
her
kind of
to
a
go.
blur.
And now I know your dirty little secret. But again, later.
A few minutes later, just as you're coming to the edge of town, Kyra lands right in front of you.
Speaking of,
Hi. Not used to doing that many jumps in a row. Oh, jeez.
well, I hope you still got enough energy to keep on moving.
Oh, plenty.
Let's go.
Onwards.
All right, and Kyra has temporarily joined the party.
Again.
I'll
Yay!
figure out her specific skills later, because she's actually going to be around for a while. But for now, we are back to the world map. How all are you wanting to proceed at this point?
Well, let's go as far as we can before we have to rest, because if we are going to in a fight, we should at least take some rest. Otherwise, we're going to be
Quite.
at a disadvantage.
All right.
Let's just go as far as we can go south, see if we can gain any sign of Murasan before eventually, we have to take a stop.
All right. For purposes, I'll let you move another 0.4 on the thing before eventually you run out of energy and have to stop. So you get about there before you're really starting to just get exhausted. And Kyra sort of glances over at all of you as you're going like,
You should all probably get some rest. We've been going for a while.
Yeah. We're no good to this like this.
Right.
Even
Instead
my,
of
blast, even my blasted body has failed me.
Well, it'll only fail if you use it too much. Give it a rest. I'll take first watch. I'm more rested than the rest of you.
I'll take second then.
All right.
okay. You all bunk down for the night. Kyra takes first watch. You get the impression nothing negative happens on it because after a few hours she's waking up Neothil. And Nee, I need you to make an awareness check for your watch.
Before that,
Hmm?
having interaction with Kyra.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Let's to start from when she's waking me up.
All right, come on. Upsy daisy.
Second watch her.
Yep, your turn.
Anything interesting happen?
A few rodents. little baby Ochu wandered by earlier, but aside from that, nothing much.
I take it. Back there, I know it was all a rather bit of a blurred rush. I take it your men are all getting the civilians out.
Yeah, I was pretty adamant about that. They should already be a fair distance to the city at this point.
Good. Personally, I think it's more likely that Murasan will turn her on us if he succeeds and we don't rescue her in time, but still, better safe than sorry.
Do we even have any idea where specifically he's going? South is pretty broad.
Have you ever heard of a Velka camp this way?
Nope, they're typically pretty good about keeping those hidden. Any of the ones that I would know about were long ago destroyed by parties and have probably been reclaimed by nature.
Well, we should keep an eye out for any signs or tracks of Murasan, but if there is a Velka clan or was one out here, the most I can think of is maybe he took her back there since that's where essentially her worst nightmare is, so what better place to break someone.
Right. The more I hear about this bastard, the more I don't like him.
It's just be careful if we do run into him. Last time we did, the crater happened.
Yeah, I'm not in any rush to be at the center of a big ass crater. Thank you very much. You've actually encountered him, so I'll defer to your judgment on this. Don't engage. Gotcha.
Still, feel better having you back with the gang. It's been a while since the whole thing with the Tomberries.
Yeah, no kidding. There's like a horror book in there.
Still remember the squishy?
I thought we agreed never to talk about that again.
I can, but one thing I do wish to talk about that might increase your mood or sour it further depending on your perception. My friend over there, Thanatos.
What about
Totally
him?
has the hots for you.
I'm sorry, do you want to run that by me one more time?
He has a major crush on you.
I hadn't noticed. How have you figured this out?
He told me when he was drunk, after a few drinks. Kind of opened up like a book. Told me everything.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. I know for a fact I'm sexy as hell and he seems pretty lonely, so...
I mean, you're not wrong. At least on one of those counts. But as for lonely, I wouldn't quite go that far. He's a doofus, a complete and utter doofus, but beneath the big macho dark knight exterior, he's an alright guy. He's always strong, tough, prone to do the right thing. Stumbles, but, well, that'd be all.
Okay, I am not going to be able to sleep with whoever's snoring that loud.
Someone's microphone there. Yeah.
I am going to go and try to get some sleep now. Okay.
Do that. You do that. Do that information as you will. Pats on the back.
You're enjoying this, aren't... Is this payback for the fact that you can't jump like I can?
Yes, and also he has teased me and Mika relentlessly, so...
Okay, bye.
And she wanders off.
Ah, that felt good.
Okay, Nee. Awareness check for your watch.
In his dreams, Thanatos feels a disturbance in the force. That makes him want to punch
And now
me.
Kyra knows that Thanatos has feelings for her. We'll see if that happens anywhere at all. 14.
14. All right. It's a pretty quiet night, all things considered. An occasional stray creature that you're not totally familiar with swings by. Occasionally one that you are familiar with, given your closeness to the Vitaean border, does go scuttering by. You see a couple of Vitaean rats here and there, or you see like a micro zoo sort of setting up perch in a nearby tree, preening its feathers, looking at you, and then flying off.
Yes, birdie, get on with it.
But aside from that, it's a pretty quiet night. Alicier. Not what I meant.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure that's not how our watch rotation goes.
I wasn't calling for an awareness check. I was calling for your attention. Because you are dreaming.
God, it's my turn now.
Oh no.
Another vision.
Alright, everybody, shut up.
Alright, so. Alicier.
She's asleep.
Oh, Lumina's asleep. That explains it.
Thought so. Lumi, you're still alive.
Lumina! Oh dear.
Oh, this is awkward.
Oh boy.
I explained the snoring. We thought the snoring was I see, Bill's OC.
No, I just hear, and it sounded like Lumina.
Yeah.
Oh, did you fall asleep?
He was addressing me, so.
I'm confused.
Oh my god. Okay, well, we got a dream sequence we're going into now, so.
Take two.
Okay, so. Alicier. As you are sleeping, it's not very restful, it's very fitful. Over the course of the night, you periodically, briefly, for like fleeting moments, come back to awareness before drifting back into slumber. Periodically, your mind is filled with recollections of what you saw in Lazard's memory room, flashes of Elizabeth's haunted past, of the chain angel she became, of the destruction she wrought in her rage. And here and there, you see flashes of the first time you encountered Murasan, and the pillar of crimson light he created that tore apart the pseudo-forest, and left it corrupted by amber in its aftermath. But eventually the fleeting flickers and brief images begin to stabilize, and you hear a wind howling in your ears. And you see dust flying in front of your face. Brownish, red, rust-colored dust rushing by an intense gale, yet you feel nothing upon your skin. You blink a few times, and slowly the dust begins to thin somewhat. And you can see through the haze an expanse that goes wide in every direction. Largely dirt and stone and dead land, with the occasional little pocket of grass or foliage poking through, bravely defying the practical wasteland that surrounds it. The occasional jutting spire of crooked, twisted stone rises up at an angle, almost like serrations on the edge of a carving blade, giving the land a very hostile and shredded appearance. As you turn in place and look around, you spot rubble scattered throughout. You see what looks to be old ruins, long eroded by the winds, painted orange on one side from the storms, but otherwise colored these strange mossy greens and grays. Blocky, abstract patterns carved into the brickwork. You look directly ahead again, and where there was none before, you see a large pyramid, like an Incan structure rising up in steps from the ground, covered in long shriveled and decayed vines and moss and foliage. Lots of it has eroded away and crumbled. You see a staircase leading up from the front to a square-shaped entrance at the very peak. You see 4 pillars, 2 of which are eroded, but the other 2 diagonally separated from each other at the corners of the pyramid's base. On top of one, you see a rudimentary but abstracted depiction of an owl. On the next, an eagle, but the others are broken. The wind is howling. What do you do?
Oh, fascinating artwork. But I know it's you. If you visit my friends, then I guess I'm next. So you might as well show yourself. I'm not here for your games.
A few seconds pass before you see a figure at the top of the stairs looking down at you. It's hard to make out any details through the haze. They gesture at you and then step back into the dark of the entrance.
Hmm.
What do you do?
Want me to climb? Typical. So probably carrying on through where they are. Did you say they were pointing?
They were
They were
they were like beckoning, gesturing for you to come this way.
Come hither.
Yeah, go that direction.
All right. Go away, Spy Hunter. I don't need you right now. You climb up the steps.
Every time.
You climb up the steps of the side of the pyramid. It's a very steep incline, and it goes for quite some ways. This is a tall structure and very clearly ancient, the more you look at it. And you are very unfamiliar with any of its architectural style. It's very foreign. When you reach the top of the stairs and pass through the square archway, you come into a large chamber, more smooth than what was on the outside, but still very rigid in its flat shapes and hard angles. A row of pillars supports it, creating a central sort of walkway, while off to the sides, beyond the pillars, there are depressions in which you get the impression there used to be water, but now there's just old moss and cobwebs. Along the walls, you see these painted murals of a large bird, gold or yellow in color with green tapering off to more of a reddish color down towards the bottom. No discernible facial features, almost as if it's a great bird draped in an enormous cloth or robe or dress or something to that effect. Crisscrossing patterns of darker green and black weave along its wings and along its face, giving it the impression of these sharp-angled eyes where none seem to exist. And all around it, a furious storm of electricity crackles. On the far side of the room, from the entrance, you see what appears to be a sealed door with a collection of glyphs on it, and you see Murasan standing in front of the door, looking up at it.
Expecting to meet, unless you're just playing little party tricks in people's heads now.
This is no party trick. Diabolos is not the one contacting you. And Lumina's asleep again.
She missed the depiction of Phoenix.
That
So-
wasn't Phoenix.
Wasn't it?
Nope.
It's in Big Bird.
Doesn't sound like a phoenix.
Phoenix doesn't have lightning. Murasan turns to face you. You can't make out any of his features under his hood. It's been a while, hasn't it? I'm glad to see you up and walking about.
Don't act like you care.
On
Have
the-
you got her?
Well, there's only one way for you to find out now, isn't there? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to mute Lumina for the time
Yeah.
being.
I did that. I'm sorry. I had to admit I did that.
Alright.
But anyway.
Yeah, so he looks around at the chamber for a bit.
You're
I'll
just
give you
as
a hint.
encrypted as your master.
I'll give you a hint, though. Find this place, and you'll find her.
What do I see?
What? You came through really quiet there.
So what do I see?
Well, I mean, you look around and, it's the same chamber. It hasn't changed. He's more just gesturing to the structure you're in.
Anything else? Is that it?
He looks ahead at you and sort of tilts his head. Well, for one thing, I do want to beg to differ about something you said a moment ago.
And what would that be?
You said that I clearly don't care about you or your friends. That's not entirely the case. He steps forward a little bit. After all, you're of no use to me if you're dead.
If you think you can turn me into something like Elizabeth, use some kind of dark form, you've got another thing coming. I would rather die horrific deaths 1,000 times than ever serve you or your bullshit master.
Admirable resolve. He walks past you towards the exit. You're definitely getting stronger. Good. Keep it up.
Oh, I will. And I assure you will feel the power I have gained over time. With a little help.
I look forward to it.
But know this, if you have done anything to Elizabeth, you will regret it.
I have done
And not even-
nothing to Elizabeth. I simply expedited what it is she wanted. She wanted to get away, to isolate herself, and I obliged. Nothing more. What happens next is up to her.
Sure to see you soon then.
Perhaps. Well, you know what you're looking for now. Best hop to it. And he steps through the archway and sort of blurs out of existence.
So, OC, this is a trap, right?
A few seconds pass before
Oh, very much.
Alicier, you awaken with a start towards the end of Neothil's watch.
Alisa?
She is.
Alisa? Hello?
I know where she is, Nee.
That's news to me. Do you have a Diablo's dream?
Worse, Morazan. It was him who contacted me. But I do fear that we are walking into a trap.
He told you where she is?
Yes. He also claims he cares about us. Which is a load of shit to me.
Okay, this screams trap. Alright, screw it, we're not waiting out any longer. Wait the others.
I certainly won't be going back to sleep.
I'll
Well,
be
what
waiting
should-
the others.
You go ahead and start getting everyone up. For purposes,
Thanatos,
we'll
wake
say,
up.
For purposes, we'll say everyone takes about a
And-
half of a travel rest. So 25% of your HP and MP
take
getting
my
back.
watch.
Get up, or I will kick you up.
Sorry to cut our little rest short, but apparently Alisa knows where we're going.
Really? Where?
That's Mika
And
speaking as she's
how
sitting
in
up.
the hell?
You can thank Morazan for that.
Do I really have to thank that bastard for anything?
Thank him with your blade.
That's what I was thinking. Or set him on fire. Anything that will amuse me.
Ooh,
What
fires.
Alliser told me, he told Alliser where he's keeping Elizabeth, and he's expecting us, and apparently, to some extent, cares about what happens to us, which screams trap.
If he cares about what happened to us, why did he try to obliterate us back at DeviantCorp?
What exactly did he say to you? Be specific here.
Well, he doesn't want us dead, or even me. He even
He
says
tried
I'm
to
getting
obliterate
stronger.
us.
We survived.
He doesn't want us
I'm
dead?
sure if he wants us to be dead, we would have been dead ages ago, Thanatos.
We never
He
really
wants us
do.
alive, and I don't exactly know why he wants us alive, but I don't like it. And
So
I
you're
am
saying
not
we
going
only
to give in to
survived-
him.
So you're saying we only survived that blast because he, on a whim?
Pretty much. From what I can gather so far.
And the more I hear about this guy, the more I hate him.
This is troubling. I mean, I suppose we've been wondering how we survived that blast. I suppose it makes sense maybe if he pulled us from it. But that would mean that he has intent for us, whether he's playing with his food, or whether he's trying to trick
Or
us.
even worse, he wants us to may even come new dark disciples to his master. Well, I will
Yeah, I
not
can
yield
tell
to
him.
it.
Yeah, I can tell him right where he can shove it in that answer.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt Cat Sith would do that.
Well, we're going
Catus.
from here. We're going to need to be careful. If he's laid a trap for us, has some intent for us. We can't fall into it.
Right.
Indeed.
And it's at about this point that Kyra joins the conversation.
Okay. And where are we going?
Follow me.
It's worth noting, Alicier, you don't know its actual location. You simply know what the
Describe it.
location looks like.
Describe it to us.
An old ancient temple, pillars around it. I'm not exactly sure of the artwork, though it's too old to make out. There was even, I saw an image of a bird. Such. I couldn't make out his face expression.
What was the environment
Uh,
like? Was it like in open grasslands, forests, mountains? Where?
It looked very unpleasant, but also strange.
It was a wasteland. Just say that.
A wasteland, pretty much nothing really alive and healthy.
Huh.
So if anyone has any ideas whereabouts that is...
Kyra, you've been around most of this area. Any of that sound familiar?
Only thing that rings a bell would be the Irvian Badlands.
That's where Elizabeth was heading. And might I OC, Darkness, he did say something about expediting her isolation.
Oh yeah, so...
Giving her
So,
what
as it-
she wanted, quote unquote, if not the way she wanted it.
Yeah, sorry, let's just say noise interference, I couldn't hear much. Anyway, he also wanted to fulfill her best wishes of being isolated from everyone. According to his logic.
So, the Badlands, and
It's where she wanted to go. Though, judging by the way he granted her last wish of escaping, somehow I feel why he might have granted her wish hasn't granted it in the way she might have wanted it granted. He's like a very bad genie, isn't he?
well,
Actually, it's
you know
technically
the old
not a genie
saying.
in a nutshell. Whenever you make a wish, there's always a con out of it.
Like the old saying, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it.
Monkey's paws.
Yep. And if it turns out if he is a fucking cat genie, I'm gonna fucking destroy the thing he came from.
He's not a genie, he's a Sith Lord.
The Sith genie.
He's not a Sith Lord. He's something not good that is different.
He's a
He-
Sith.
No.
He is for the dark side.
Alright, so This temple is presumably in the Badlands, which is south of here. So that matches up. So Badlands temple. Hopefully.
Okay. So, Kyra, any
And technically
we should know about the Badlands?
And technically, he would kind of know because of, well, not exactly where, but Elizabeth told him where she's going to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Alicier, I want you to go ahead and make a lore history check about the Irvian Badlands, but I want you to add +4 because you grew up in this nation, so you'd know something about it. I'll do the same for Kyra.
All right. The one thing I noticed about my sheet, why the heck did I ever put lore magic in +4?
Because you're a magic user?
I mean, you
True,
haven't asked
it never
any
came
you haven't asked any questions that would make it relevant.
Well, the problem is nothing really came up.
I mean, there have been times, most of the time Mika beats you to it because she's the one with lore everything.
She is the resident book nerd.
Speaking of which, I need to have her roll as well.
I mean,
First come, first knowledge.
All right, so 13, 15, and 16. Gotcha. Okay, so accumulatively, we will say that Mika, through research, and Alicier and Kyra, through being locals to this kingdom, know that the Irvian Badlands is largely unsettled and majorly unexplored. It is a vast expanse of largely uninhabitable terrain, only the occasional bit of vegetation, and a lot of it is very harsh and poisonous and not useful to a lot of forms of organic life. It has a lot of bleed over from the greater Uzora Desert in terms of its wildlife, so you can expect to find things like cactars or variants of sand behemoths. Those are rare, but cactars, sand behemoths, types of desert birds, those weird head scuttly things that I keep forgetting the name of and need to redraw at some point.
We got quite a distance to go then.
Large sandworms and the like. It is a very hostile land. You pretty much can't grow crops there, and so it was never fully explored or settled at all. It is known, however, that it is very dangerous, not just due to the wildlife, but also due to environmental hazards, and according to a few scattered and largely doubted reports, some sort of issue with natives.
Natives?
There have been scattered reports, very rare and infrequent, but enough to be worth noting that some people who came back from trying to explore the Badlands reported being driven off by individuals hidden from sight who shot at them with bow and arrow, forcing them to flee.
I take it that the Badlands is this great big area right here, right?
It's the whole region that looks like grass and dirt.
Great. So that's 22.
So, poisonous environment.
It is everything I just outlined in blue.
So, poisonous environment.
I knew it.
Wildlife, very like my own
Oh, look,
homeland.
we go right past
And
home.
locals who don't like
And it's going to
anybody.
take 13 days to get there. Or
So,
12.
Less worried about the locals, more worried about Murasan.
10 days technically entering the place.
We can't leave Elizabeth in his care because
Of course
Well,
not. Which it means, sorry, that means we're going past your home again, Nee.
Well, we'll get there, but we've got to try and get her out without walking into whatever the hell Murasan wants from us.
you know it's a trap.
Of course it's a trap.
course I
Why would
know.
it be anything else?
Of course I know it's a bloody trap. We are aware what the guy's fucking capable of. The question is, how the heck are we going to approach it? Even if we do be careful, we're not exactly sure what we're going to stumble upon. So that's going to be a bit hard to be careful.
Maybe then it's a very good thing we're bringing you along, Kyra. You want something from us, but not from you. You might be a good wild card.
I can definitely be an eye in the sky.
Now we
Nothing
have
else.
2 eyes in the sky. Yeah.
If nothing else, you might throw off his plans.
Hmm.
All right, we
And-
setting out then?
Yes.
Have to.
All right.
Kyra stands up.
All right, let's break camp then. We got a long way to go before we get to the Badlands.
Hmm.
Can't wait for the time.
And you start packing up your things and getting ready to go. And as you turn your eyes southward and start making your way in that direction once again in the hopes of finding that strange ruin Alicier had seen, that's where we're going to call it for the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's going to be a 10-day journey to get there.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So,
I was going to.
thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much for tuning in to this episode of Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you next time when our merry band of intrepid adventurers moves on to try and figure out what the hell is going on with Elizabeth and try to save her from Murasan's machinations. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Bye.
May the
Sarah.
force be with you.
We have a Dragoon. Yay.
Yes, you have a Dragoon.
She knows you like her.
Fuck you, Nee.